Alright guys, so this is one of our videos for this week. We would actually have two, and this is actually my second recording. I recorded the one previously and it did not upload. So, here's our standard that we will be, well, I'm going to go back. This is the standard according to Tennessee. So when we are in class, we're going to have our performance-based objective. But that objective is rooted within this particular standard. This standard, you guys, is a process standard. This is, and when I say process, I mean a how standard, the step standards, in which way, to what degree. And that's really what the word how means when we use it. Depending upon how we use it. Because again, words are polysemous. They have multiple meanings, okay? Okay, so here are a few thinking questions that I want you to just make a note of, and you can write these down in your journal, and you can come back to these when you are reading, because these are the things that will help you to basically grapple or to tackle that text, and to help you all to become critical thinkers, and that's what we're moving towards. All right, so here's some things that you need to know. So what do we need to know before we can analyze the text properly? We need to be able to make connections by drawing inferences. Yes, I know that you guys probably learned about inferences in elementary school, but here's the thing. We use inferences throughout our whole entire life. Inferences help us to think critically. Inferences help us to look beyond what is there. Inferences actually is one of the reasons why we have some of the advancements, technological advancements that we have, because people were able to think clearly because of they made inferences, they made assumptions, and if their assumptions were not right, they did what they had to do to make sure that they'll be right on the next time. So let's briefly talk about an inference. So we know that we got to have clues from the text plus what we bring to the table. What do you know about these clues? So we have an example to the right. We have a young man who is in his garage, or what we believe to be his garage. He's holding a piece of paper. There's a tear coming from his eye duct. Hey, what do we know? We know that when a tear is coming from someone's eye duct, then someone could be sad, right? Then we're going to make an assumption. Well, why do you think he's sad? So then you're going to look at all the clues. He's in the garage. He's holding something in his hand. Hey, he could be sad because they're coming to repo his car. Here's the thing. We may be right. We may not be right. So we continue to read into the text to figure out if our assumptions or our analysis or our conclusions were correct. Or our inferences were correct. That is what we do. We look at the clues from the text. We take what we know. We go, this could mean this. And then we make an assumption or an inference or a conclusion. The reason why I keep saying these three words is because you may see them differently depending upon what type of test you see. All right, so what else do you need to know about making an inference? Well, we use these inferences within our writing. We use them in our speaking. We use them even when we're listening. And so if we were to use the saving matter chart, which is what we will be doing here on out, you guys will be able to take to grasp how making an inference will help you when you are explaining something. So for example, say will be what the text says explicitly, or you can paraphrase it, okay? So mom comes home and says, no TV tonight. Well, what do you think that means? Do you think your mom is angry? Do you think she found out that she checked Power School and she found out that you did not do your homework and you fell in Miss Bond's class? Does that mean that, hey, it's Taco Tuesday? Instead of having tacos on Tuesday, you're going to have tacos on Monday? We don't know. Now you got to ask yourself, well, what does it matter? What's important about no television tonight? Well, if you're going out, then hey, You may be having a family night. That may be important. Well, if she says no TV tonight because you're on punishment, well, that might matter because you may received a harsh tongue lashing from your parents. You may have your phone confiscated from you. Who knows? That is how we do it. What does the text say? What does that mean? What could that mean? Now, why is that meaning important to what that text is saying, okay? All right, so what else do you need to know? Well, you need to know about the connections and the relationships when we're talking about the key people, the events, and the ideas. So what you do is you simply look at the key nouns and you see how they relate. You see how they relate. So to the right, you see connections and relationships. So we have outlined a few ways that things relate, especially when we're looking at the type of text that we're reading, our non-fictional text. We are looking at, you can look at one big event and how that one event basically influenced a person. You can look at one person and that one big event, how that person influenced that big event. You're looking at the problem and how the problem is resolved. Or you're looking at the solution. And if this is a solution, well, what was the problem? You're looking at the cause. And then you're looking at the specific effects that the cause or causes had on the people that are involved. For example, if you're looking at COVID, right? You're looking at COVID and you want to know how COVID has affected us as a whole, okay? Give me one moment. Okay. So you may hear that noise, but I'm going to keep going. So you're looking at, the part, which is a small thing, that's deductive. You're looking at a small part of a whole. That's deductive reasoning. We're looking at similarities and differences. We're also looking at, the sequence of events, the chronological order. We're looking at how does these things connect? How does these things relate? Some of these things may overlap, and that is okay. So we're really, really focusing on the details of the text, because I love to say that the details do tell. The author just did not place those details in the text for no particular reason. He or she did that so that you can gain more understanding about the text. He or she even structured, right over here, you see informational text structure. They even structured the text in a certain way to help you gain a deeper understanding. So it will behoove us to go in and to really, really, really focus on, the author's craft. The craft has to do with how they built that text. It takes time to write. It takes time to think about what words you're going to put in the text, why you're going to use those words, why are you going to structure it that way. It takes time to put together these connections so elaborately. And we need to take our time and go through and really, really, really analyze what he is saying or she is saying. So, you have this video. I expect for you to go through, and I expect for you to make sure that you wrote down the connections, because you will see it again on the test. The information text structure, which you should know, but don't worry, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm expecting you to talk about say, mean, matter. So we got a lot of things that we are doing within this one particular standard. And this is just the first part of this standard video. You will receive your next part on the night before you come to class. Alrighty guys, go ahead, Pull out your journals, take notes, and be prepared. Thank you.